y'all, come on in here. Let's talk about it tonight. Come on in. Come on in. Let's go live. Let's go live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is a late night live for us. We've been busy today, so we had to come live late because we got some updated information that we want to share. So we're going to talk about it. We may be here just a little minute, but I need to put the charger on. So it's going to have to come over here. Let me see what that is going to do. APZ, what up? What up? Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming this late. I know it's late night, but yeah, here we are. I'm gonna give hey right sounds. You are on time. On time. Welcome everybody. Hit the like button as you come in, and let's talk about it. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, I'm gonna give. Okay, thank you for stopping by really quick. I had to go live late today because I've been busy. I'm just now getting in actually from my day today, so took me a little minute, but we here. So I'm gonna give YouTube a few minutes to let everybody get in. You guys, I'm gonna go on mute for just a second. I gotta run in here and get my cup of water, and I'll be right back. And I will turn my camera on in a little bit, so I'll be right back. Come on in, hit the like button as you come in. Keep this algorithm going, you guys. We have something to talk about, a few things to talk about. So let's do it. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. I am back. Ooh, what is that? Wait, get that off of there. How do I get that off? Um, why is that green thing there? How do I get the green screen off of here? Let me see. At least 1 minute. Oh no. What did I do? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. I don't know. So that's okay, y'all. We're gonna let me just tell y'all what we're talking about tonight. We're gonna talk about David and Celeste. Because what we had originally heard is that this possibly, and I don't see how they could say this, that this possibly was not a homicide. We're also going to talk about Meg Thee Stallion and Milagro's court date, day two. And we're going to talk about Denat and Armand Wiggins. So join us. Hit the like before we start these good conversations. Hit the like. Everybody that come in, if you will, hit the like for me. Get the likes up. Let's make a match. Thank you for supporting the channel for free. And also, it keeps us booming in the algorithm. So we gotta have that. Let me see. There it is. Only thing I don't like about coming straight through the YouTube app is that at this point I'm on my phone to be able to have people join in up on stage with me. So then when I do that, I can't go and play live videos and stuff. So but anyway, come on in, you guys. I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give 60 seconds and then I am just gonna jump in the conversation because it is late and we'll just talk about it and whoever catches it, catches it. And whoever don't, I'm sorry, it's kind of late, but they can look at the replay. So I don't want to keep us too long. So 60 seconds starting right now, and then I'll be back. We'll jump in. Again, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Share this out. Join in the chat, in the conversation. If you want to come up, I can send you the link one at a time, though. It won't allow multiple, I don't think, but we can try. You don't have to turn your camera on if you don't want to. That's fine. I had a rough day today, so I was going to turn my camera on. I was like, yeah, no. So we're on the countdown. All right. 30 seconds. Hope everybody has had a good day today. So I'm going to just get started. So shout out to Wright for sending me this about David. Like I said today, I was super busy, so I haven't really gotten a chance to sit down and gather all of my thoughts. But I did want to jump into this conversation particularly, and that's the singer David and Celeste interview. So I want to talk about how things are changing in this situation because we walked away kind of boggled by the fact that they said that this possibly was not even an unaliving, there's no suspect, and it could turn into possibly, allegedly, a cold case. And so that's what we were hoping would not happen, and that justice for this 15-year-old girl would come to fruition. So today, as the updates are coming at us, LA police is saying that David, sources are saying that David is now an official suspect in the unaliving of Celeste. So I'll read what I have. There's other stories on it. I'll probably do a couple of shorts, but here's what we got. Where's my glasses? All right. So singer David has been identified as a suspect. This is big news. Like this is like almost breaking news, whoever said it first, right? Because they said that he really wasn't, but he did lawyer up. He did move out of that house and he started doing things to prepare himself for a moment like this. At one point, I'm sure he got a little relief, when they said that they were not looking at him as a suspect. They were probably not going to call this a homicide, all those things. And then only to find out that he has been identified as a suspect in the unaliving a 15-year-old girl who was found unalived in a vehicle owned in September, in a vehicle he owned in September, according to a Los Angeles Police Department source with direct knowledge of the investigation. So apparently he's not cooperating with authorities. Okay. Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking, right? Do we think that he got this hothead and was like, I'm not talking to you anymore? Like, I'm not doing it, because at first they said he was cooperating. So maybe he has flipped the script on them. Maybe he's moving in a way that's saying, we got to look at you a little bit deeper. Whoa, wait a minute. It says David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, has not been charged with any crime at this time. He has not been cooperative. You said it right. He has not been cooperative, the source told NBC Los Angeles. The teen most likely met her demise in the spring, and David most likely had helped dismembering and disposing of the body, the source said. Oh my goodness. Now, are we okay? If we remember when we talked about this, we talked about how in the world did she first of all get into that trunk of his, and what part did he have to play in it. They also talked about possible videos and photos, so maybe this is all coming together now. But the remains of Celeste Rivera, okay, wait a minute, Burke's Law, let me start over, and not start over, but dismembering and disposing of the body, the source said. Burke's lawyer did not immediately respond to a request for comment Tuesday evening, which was tonight. A spokesman for the singer said in September that he was fully cooperating. Remember, I just said that. Said that he was fully cooperating, and all of a sudden he's not cooperating. The remains of Celeste Rivera's Hernandez were found September the 8th in a trunk of a Tesla at a Los Angeles impound lot, police have said. The Tesla had been towed after having been parked for several weeks, so Miss Rivera's Hernandez may have been deceased for several weeks before the discovery of her body on September the 29th. He said on September 29th. She was reported missing from Lake Elsinore, California last year. She was last seen April the 5th, 2024, according to the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. The cause and manner of her unaliving were still deferred Tuesday, which is today, which indicates a determination is pending further investigation. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner Department said. So the Medical Examiner's Department said that the determination is still pending further investigation, which tells us that the medical examiner has more work to do. They can't come to they can't find a determination. They haven't found a determination of her demise yet. A manner of someone's unaliving includes whether it was a homicide or not. Weeks after the 15-year-old was found unalive, police said that because a manner of unaliving had not been determined, it remains unclear whether there is any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body. Now, the robbery homicide division is thoroughly examining I didn't know they were involved. The robbery homicide division is thoroughly examining every aspect of this case to uncover the truth and seek justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez and her family. David canceled the rest of his U.S. tours in September as the investigation was ongoing. So pretty much what we're finding out is that as of today, he has become a suspect in this crime. He is not cooperating, according to NBC News. He is not cooperating, where in the beginning, his attorneys that he hired said that he is fully cooperating. So I think by him not cooperating, and I think by all the evidence that they're gathering, it comes to the conclusion that David is now a suspect in the unaliving. So he's no longer on tour. He's probably no longer making money. He's probably losing all those millions of views, some of them. But again, we have to say what the law is, and that is innocent until proven guilty. So while he's still innocent, they're still saying he's a suspect and he is not cooperating with authorities. So, of course, we're going to continue to follow this story. Very interesting. The only thing at the end of the day that matters is that we get that Celeste and her family gets some kind of closure about what happened to her that day. And I am sure there has to be some video somewhere, people from people's homes, from and they did see some video which they were able to determine that the person driving that Tesla, that last drove that Tesla, ended up on the tour bus with the same clothing. So they have to talk to that person. Yeah, court of public opinion is guilty until proven guilty. You're absolutely right about that. But we know what it's supposed to be, right? And so basically, they're going to have to talk to that person that was the last to drive the Tesla to see what he knows. Um, it was clear that it was him because he had the same clothing on from the time he got out of that Tesla, and he had the window cracked. So the private investigator was able to capture that on video and then shared it with LAPD. And I feel like that the information that that private investigator gave him, they took that and continued to dig deeper into this situation, because for me, I felt like LAPD wasn't doing enough. They wasn't telling us anything. Like, this was starting to feel like a cold case, like it was a case going cold. But as we have learned today, hopefully there will be some kind of closure for this young lady and her family, that did not deserve to be unalived in the way that she was and placed in a trunk. The only thing, I mean, if there's any good out of it, and there's nothing good about it, but at least they were able to recover her remains so they could give her a proper going away, if that makes sense. So again, we're going to continue to follow the story, and we will see what happens on that. Thank you guys for coming in. Everybody stopping in, whether you're stopping in for a few minutes, whether you're hanging out for a little bit, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribe if you have not already done so to this channel, and also think about becoming a member. We have a very special guest that's going to come and talk about some things on this channel that really is capturing, like, it's like, wow, how did that happen? So you guys stay tuned for that information. Let's move on to the next story, which is we want to talk about Meg the Stallion and Milagro Cooper, who is in trial day 2 today, and a little bit about what's going on, just from other bloggers and people in the courtroom. So just to give you guys a little setting about Megan the Stallion and the Milagro Cooper trial. So in the courtroom, it's not, of course, as big as a Diddy trial. Not the whole world, like globally, cares about too much about this trial, but like Armand said, the culture cares about this trial and what's going to happen and how it's going to end up. The thing about this trial, though, that is really disturbing for me is that what they're reporting, the people on the boots on the ground in that courtroom, they're saying it's easy to get in the courtroom, so they didn't have to pay for people to stand in line for them or anything like that. But they are saying that it's easy to get in, not a lot of people, but the jury is very concerning about the jury. They said there's the jury is on, it's all white except for 2 people, and they are people of color. They're Black people, right? But the thing about it is that the jury is asking for clarification about who these people are. Like, they don't know who Meg is. They don't know who Milagro is. They don't know what their connection is to each other. They did have pre-trial interviews that they're hoping that the jury will get to listen to. One blogger said that the pre-trial interviews was more interesting and believable than Milagro's in-person live cross-examining, or she's on the stand, she's been on the stand the last 2 days, and they really are not understanding any of this. Like, they have no clue. This jury has no clue what is going on. They couldn't pronounce Tory Lane's name correctly. The judge didn't even pronounce his name correctly. So they feel like, a couple of people are saying, I feel like, man, if it wasn't for those 2 Black jurors that's on the jury, ain't no telling where this trial would go, right? And so that's concerning. So just a little update. This is day 2. Yesterday was day 1. And Milagro has been on the stand since yesterday. So she did all day yesterday. all day today, and now Meg is expected to be on the stand tomorrow, so that'll be interesting. So what they wanted, so what Meg's lawyer was trying to get Milagro to say is that she knew, or to admit that she knew, that Tori was going to admit that she knows that Tori was threatening to pow her, and she exercised her the fifth of she pled the fifth. She said, I'd rather plead the fifth on this. I don't want to, go into that. So she pled the fifth on knowing that, or admitting that Tori knew, or Tori threatened to pow her. And so, and by right, she is not, she has been trained before this by her lawyers, I'm sure, to that she's not going to go into this trial and admit to any of that, right? Um, Again, the jury don't seem to be following any of it, none of it. Um, they said that they wanted to know, they don't know who Tory Lanez is. They don't know who Kelsey is. They don't know who Tory Lanez's dad is. And it's just, this is just not good. It's just not a good thing. They say it should, that the trial should be ending on this Friday, but they believe now, initially it was supposed to end this Friday, but they now believe that it is going to end on sometime next week, maybe the middle of the week, Wednesday, for some reason. And they're saying, really, by right, this trial shouldn't last that long. Like, they should be getting in there and out of here. Friday should be, you should have a verdict, but it's not looking that way. It's looking like they are going to go into next week. Um, what um, what Milagro's lawyer? So she was Milagro was cross examined by Meg's, by Meg's attorneys. Then then her lawyer came and questioned her while she was on the stand, and they said that her Milagro's attorney kept it real short and sweet. But what they were trying to just bring to the forefront for the jurors is that, and we remember this, right? Meg went on an interview with Gail, and she kind of didn't tell the truth. And Meg has told some mistruths along the way. About, and these mistruths consisted of her relationship with Tori, about her stepping on glass that night. Did she really step on the glass? Did she really get pow? Like, what really happened? So what they're trying to say, what Milagro's lawyer is not trying to say that, well, maybe he is saying that Meg, just outright didn't tell the truth because her story keeps changing. And she admitted, like on the Gail King's interview, that she was not being truthful. But again, Meg is expected to go on trial tomorrow. O'Sullivan, they feel like it's too detailed. And I think O'Sullivan is, I think that is Milagro's lawyer. But anyway, Meg's lawyer read some of Kelsey's trial testimony to put that into record. When asked Milagro about Tony threatened to pow her, that's when she said she wants to plead the fifth. What else do I have? Kelsey's pretrial. Oh, I said that her pretrial. Um, the pretrial interview was a little bit more believable than the actual being on the stage. So let's read a little bit about the defamation trial. So Megan Thee Stallion's defamation trial against Milagro Cooper has begun in Miami. Megan Thee Stallion's case centers on claims that Cooper pushed an AI altered actual explicit video of the rapper. So that's what this is about, an AI altered actually explicit video of Meg. So the courtroom in Miami stepped into one of hip hop's most tense chapters on Monday, November the 18th, as the federal November the 8th on Monday, Monday was the 17th. The federal defamation trial involving online commentator Milagro Cooper officially opened. At the center of this is Megan Thee Stallion, who alleges that Cooper used her platform to harass her, discredit her, and intimidate her after she testified against Tory Lanez, the rapper convicted of Pow Meg in 2020. So it's been about 5 years. Meg is pursuing three claims against Cooper: defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and the promotion of an altered sexual depiction. The third claim leans a new the third claim leans on a new Florida law enacted in 2024. That's brand new. Wow. That imposes penalties for people who knowingly promote AI altered sexual content of identifiable individuals. So Meg and her team slapped that on Milagro, saying that, we're going to use this new Florida law against you when it comes to an AI altered sexual content of an identified person. So she basically identified Meg as this AI person, I guess. But anyway, moving on, that imposes penalty. The third claim leans on a Florida law enacted in 2024 that imposes penalties for people who knowingly promote AI altered sexual content of identifiable individuals. According to Meg's complaint, Cooper liked a deep fake video of Megan on X, then posted "Go to my likes," which her team says encouraged her audience to watch and circulate the altered clip. She also told her station head listeners to check her likes, which Megan argues shows purposeful direction. Meg Thee Stallion walks into a Miami, Florida courthouse for the second day of her trial of defamation against the online commentator. She looks so cute. Anyway, during this jury selection, prospective jurors were questioned about their knowledge of the Lanes case, their opinions about Megan, and their familiarity with Lanes' conviction. Once seated, the 9 jurors were told they would see deposition footage of Lanes along with video excerpts from online commentators such as Aiden Ross and DJ Academics, both of whom previously weighed in on the case. Cooper took the stand as the first witness and acknowledged that she directed followers to the explicit AI video, but claimed it was already circulating online and that her audience was asking about it. She insisted she covered the story independently, even though she hoped Lanes would eventually grant her an exclusive interview. Judge Cecilia Altanaga denied Cooper's motion to dismiss earlier this year, allowing the case to move forward. Milagro did go in, have her team to go in and ask for a dismissal, and the judge earlier this year denied that. So she felt that this case had meaningful value in order to bring to trial. So the trial is expected to run through next Wednesday now, with the possibility of jurors returning after Thanksgiving. I don't understand why it has to go that long. Like, get right in there, talk about it, and let's move on. So that's day 1 and 2 of the Meg Thee Stallion Milagro trial. We will be back tomorrow talking about what goes on in the courtroom. But here's the last thing that I want to talk to before I let y'all go. I know it's late. So, Donat is in Miami. If you guys know who Donat is, don't know who Donat is, he is also a YouTuber. And then most people know who Armand Wiggins is. So Donat is boots on the ground in Miami, and he is covering the case, as well as Armand flew in today to cover the case. There has already been an altercation. So the story is Donat is in the restroom. He thought he was in the restroom alone, so he was rapping I think he said T.I.'s or somebody's rap song. And he thought, because he thought he was in there by himself, and he was rapping to that song. There was a Caucasian man came in there, and then Armand came in there. Armand somehow felt like, allegedly, this is the not story. I haven't heard Armand's yet, but that Armand went to the marshals and told the marshals that he was scared of he was in fear of his life, and that Donat was going to jump on him and was using explicit language to him and threatening him. So what happened is the marshals pulled Donat to the side, pulled Armand to the side, had them sign their name, put their name on this piece of paper and their phone number, and they would be called. They was saying that they could possibly be kicked out of the trial and not be able to come back, but a judge would make that decision. So what I'm understanding is the judge did talk to them both, and they are not kicked out. But what happened is they were like, did anybody make any threatening or derogatory statements or whatever? And this Caucasian guy was an attorney and was vouching, saying that he heard something, but he couldn't figure out what that something was. And so, anyway, at the end of the day, it looks like they both get to stay and go cover the trial. I really find it disheartening that, you guys are going for a job. Your job is to go out there and to cover the story, and I just don't know what the beef is. But here we go. Like, can we just all be in one place for one purpose, and that is to get our content and share with our subscribers the content, because they can't be there to get it, and they rely on you to give it to them. So anyway, I wanted to just talk about that. We'll wait when there's more people on to talk about that a little bit more. People will watch the replay, but yeah, already drama at the Meg the Stallion and Milagro Cooper trial already. Already, can you dress you up and take you nowhere? So anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all being here. We're going to continue to follow the David and Celeste situation. We're going to continue to follow Meg all the way through the trial to see what ends up being the verdict. And if, you know, if they find what they're going to find, because obviously this judge did not want to let it go, and now they're in trial. And then we're going to also continue to keep our eyes on the Kata Scott case as well, to see how that goes and what goes on with Keon King and who else is going to be involved in that unaliving of Kata Scott. Other than that, you guys, thank y'all so much for being here. APZ, thank you for being the only mod on tonight. Right Studios, thank you for being here. And everybody that's on, we appreciate you. If you haven't hit the like already on your way in, how about hit it on the way out? I would appreciate it. We appreciate all that you guys do to keep this channel going. So y'all have a good night. Let's meet right back up here tomorrow night around our same time. Other than that, I will probably go live a couple of times tomorrow. And I shall see. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I shall see y'all tomorrow. Thank you again. Hey, APZ, we only did 32 minutes, 32 seconds today. 32 minutes, 32 seconds today. But I got some good information in there. So the people that hear the replay, they can check it out and hopefully leave their comments as well. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night.